Hello and welcome to Start Select Steve, and I'm Steven Reyes, and today we'll be taking a look at Razer's Huntsman version 3 Pro analog optical esports keyboard from their Counter-Strike 2 collection. On the keyboard they have their Razer analog optical switch generation number 2, the multifunction digital dial, and dedicated control buttons. Their textured double shot PBT keycaps, quick onboard adjustments with onboard storage for settings, and this lovely wrist rest. So as you can see, the Counter-Strike 2 collection one has this nice bright gold and red combination, which just that alone stands out. But when you kill the lights, you can see all the different features you have for the lighting. The lighting is amazing. You can customize it like most gaming keyboards, your starlight, your ripple effect, spectrum, all the normal stuff. As you can see, I'll have that playing throughout this review. But let's go ahead and take a look at their features. With the quick onboard adjustments, you can make on the fly adjustments to the actuation height or the rapid trigger sensitivity. Or there's a virtual aid on the keyboard that shows you an LED array that you can see the adjustments that you're making. So the features I really like is, of course, you have your macros, you have lots of shortcuts on the keyboard that you can utilize, colors that you can adjust. But the onboard quick adjustments is a nice feature because you can simply hit your function and tab on the keyboard and that will enter into the actuation adjustment mode. The keyboard will light up green with a red escape key. Here you can adjust to your desired actuation point by turning the digital dial and using the arrow keys. Now that is a nice feature because everybody's different in how they press or slam their keys. I don't slam them all the way down, so having the ability for the keyboard to recognize how soft I'm clicking on the keys will give a quicker response for the commands I'm trying to do. So rather than me having to adjust and compensate for what the keyboard needs, I can actually get the keyboard to adjust to the way I type or game, which is a huge advantage because now you're not having to overthink your actions. You're just playing the game and the keyboard will compensate and adjust to your needs. And also their snap tap feature is essentially a game changer that most of the time I'm using a controller when I'm gaming. But if you're gaming on a keyboard, there are times where you're holding one button down to either squat to sneak up on somebody or to just kind of keep a low profile, and you want to be able to shift and do a different action. Normally in the past, when you click on the different key, you have to release your squat button first, then do your next action, which by the time you click on the next key, your character could be standing, and that's going to possibly give a millisecond where somebody can take you out before you can actually do your action. With their snap tap feature, you can actually keep holding down the squat key, click the action you want to shoot somebody, and the second you release that secondary key that you pressed, the keyboard will recognize the other key is still selected and go right back to the position you were in before. So you don't necessarily have to switch quickly. You can literally tell the keyboard, do this next command while defaulting to the one I'm holding still. So that is a major advancement for a gaming keyboard. That they have some default profiles. Of course, they have their factory default profile, which is essentially the same as a regular keyboard with their custom keys defaulting for your meteor controls still. But if you want to be able to switch quickly, you can switch to the rapid trigger mode. You can switch to the analog WASD profile for all those fun games. For racers, if you have their Synapse software installed, the racing profile will be amazing to help. And of course the high sensitivity one, which I generally stick with the rapid trigger one because even though I'm a light typer, I still don't want all my settings super sensitive because I'm not that precise when it comes to certain movements. But the fact that you can customize this keyboard so much is just fantastic. It's just beautiful to look at and comfortable, and of course just will give you a great advantage in your gaming. So I would highly recommend this keyboard. That if I was going to score it, I'd probably give it a solid 9 out of 10. And something I neglected to say, which I will go ahead and do now, is this is just one of their Huntsman Pro keyboards. They have a miniature one that's smaller than this, that doesn't have the media dial at the top, but then they also have a bigger one that includes the number pad. So depending on what your needs are, they have different versions set for whatever you're looking for. So I really enjoy this. I would highly recommend to get it. Check the link in the description to see where you can get yours. And until next time, thank you for watching. I'm Stephen Reyes.